Welcome back to TYT Sports. Francis and Jason joining you here. Cristiano Ronaldo left a press conference, or as the media portrays it, pulled a Cam Newton. Ridiculous headline, I'll deal with you later. Or he stormed out of a press conference. So a little bit of context, it was a press conference ahead of the game against Roma, which we will be bringing you guys a recap. You can check that out. We've already talked about that game. But we wanted to discuss Ronaldo's reaction and some of his answers to certain questions. So at first, let's run the video of him storming out per a question that I'm going to bring to fruition, I would say, and dissect piece by piece. Let's see what Ronaldo said.
Desde que estou em Espanha, diz-me jogador que ha marcado más goles que yo fuera de casa. Uno. ¿No tienes?
Sì. Sì, dice, se c'è qualcosa che ti contraddistingue, che tu hai sempre segnato, che sempre hai segnato moltissimi gol, sia in casa che fuori casa, anzi fuori casa addirittura di più. Quest'anno invece il tuo ultimo gol in trasferta risale a...
All right.
Said thank you.
Yeah, at least it was polite. So that was him leaving the press conference, but the question he was asked is why is his away form not being as good and how many goals he scored away from home. So I'm going to talk about this, then I'm going to go on to the other question, which involved Ronaldo answering the question about Messi's penalty kick, because that's relevant, right, when it comes to a press conference about the Champions League game against Roma. No, it's not. Either way, I think that, of course, the media is going to jump on and say this is Ronaldo acting like a baby or pulling a Cam Newton and leaving. Let me just put it into context.
How quickly that changes, though. I mean, it's already being called a Cam Newton.
Yeah,
like that's crazy. A thing now.
Yeah, that's what the New York Daily News posted. Anyway, so his away form, he hasn't scored since November 30th, right, in all competitions. Do you know how many Champions League games away from home he's played since November 30th?
One, maybe?
Yeah, and do you know how many goals he scored in that game?
Maybe one?
No, he's scored 4 goals in 3 games. He never scored away from home against PSG. What the hell has it got to do with his away form in La Liga? Because I consistently tell you this. It's a different kettle of fish. How many teams have we seen play very well in Champions League football and struggle in their domestic competitions? You should be asking questions about the Champions League. Hey, Ronaldo, you set the record. You scored 11 goals, broke the record in the group stage. You've now scored 32 goals in 30 games. How are you going to play against Roma? I understand he should have had thicker skin there and he should have answered it a little bit better. But before we get on to it, I want to ask your thoughts, Jason. Let me just run the question back about Messi and Suarez that he was asked ahead of this Champions League game. So run that clip.
Quería preguntarte por la jugada de la semana, la jugada de Messi del penalti con Luis Suárez. Se ha dicho incluso que si la llega a hacer Cristiano habría generado más polémica. Quería saber tu opinión de la jugada y si a ti te gustaría hacerla o no, si te gustó la jugada.
Te voy a ser muy preciso y corto. Yo sé por qué Leo ha hecho eso. Y más no te digo. Piensa lo que quieras ahora.
So those are the type of questions he's getting asked. Those were asked from start to finish. I'm not defending Ronaldo. I'm not a Ronaldo sympathizer. I think he's a fantastic footballer. I just think that these questions were pretty stupid, if you ask me. I think they're quite stupid in the context of what he's doing. How many press conferences does Cristiano Ronaldo do? This one situation he left. This is a press conference for the Champions League. You see it branded everywhere. Yes, there were Champions League questions, but when you start to get thrown these questions into the mix, like what has that got to do with Roma?
I don't get it, though. I don't understand why so much it's not like Ronaldo hasn't won at the highest level. He's won at the highest level. He's won a Champions League. 2 or 1?
He's won 2.
2 Champions Leagues. He's won La Liga.
One with Manchester United and one
Okay,
with...
so he's done it with 2 different clubs, which is so impressive in its own. We know he's one of the greatest goal scorers of all time. We understand he's one of the greatest to ever play the game. And I get that the juicy comparison will always be made, always between Messi and Ronaldo, and who's better and this and that. But to me, it's like he pulled a Cam Newton. Who gives a fuck if he storms out of the press conference? But, by the way, storms out of the press conference, he didn't even do it if we're going to really break it down, he didn't storm out of the press conference. He answered his questions and he left. Yeah. They asked him another extremely arrogant and stupid question, in which they asked him in regards to, Messi took Suarez and Neymar out for dinner.
Yeah, and they give him hugs and high fives.
And he says, and that's what, coming back to the Kobe comparison, you don't have to put your arms around each other, sing kumbaya to win championships. Yeah. So Ronaldo feels he doesn't need to take Benzema and Bale out to dinner and hang with them in every waking second. You click on the pitch, you click on the court, you can win. And who says Real Madrid doesn't have a shot at winning the Champions League?
And the thing that he made a comparison back to as well is again, I understand the comments is going to eat this up and tell us that we're Ronaldo sympathisers. He made a great point. He said that him and Paul Scholes and Rooney, like, yes, they were friendly, but they walked in, they said hi, they got their job done. This is a job. That is their livelihood. It's their job to win. Yes, it works both ways. Trust me. There's been players that have been best friends and they haven't clicked on the park. It's very rare that these, like, it could all be a show as well. Messi, Neymar and Suarez are very intelligent because they make it seem that everyone is so happy, and it's working fantastically well. I share a pass to Suarez. I want to give him his hat trick. It's all well and good, and when it works, it's frighteningly, it's incomparable. No one can play against them, and I give them all the credit. But that doesn't have to be that way all the time. Ronaldo said it himself. He wasn't on his friendlier terms with the likes of Scholes. They won a Champions League with Manchester United, I would say, lesser team than Barcelona have at the moment, and they accomplished greatness through doing that. It says that he basically said, I don't need to hug and kiss Benzema and take him out to dinner.
Right.
I'm there to get the job done. I respect that answer. I would respect the other answer as well if it was asked to Messi and he said, I'm great friends with Neymar and Suarez. That's why we play well together. Fantastic.
Besides, if Ronaldo started hugging and taking Benzema and Bale out to dinner, then there'd be some story along the lines of Ronaldo doesn't pick up tab at dinner. He's no Messi.
You're
it's
right.
so unfair, the
You're
criticism. It's really unfair that he gets, and I get it. Our comment section loves how much we talk about Messi's more important than Ronaldo, this, and that. To me, in the end, one thing stands alone. Championships. How many championships do you have? How full is your trophy cabinet?
Yeah, absolutely.
That is what the deciding factor should be, not questions in regards to the Messi, Neymar, Suarez penalty kick.
I understand that in these press conferences they become very repetitive. It's the same questions, but that is what your job is there to do. I imagine, as a sports journalist, that you're trying to find out the information on the game ahead against Roma. Roma are a great team to talk about. Real Madrid's the questions about how Ronaldo you're going to play against them. When these questions get thrown at them, they're aiming for this. This is feeding into that. They want because now the media coverage is there.
They're trying to get a reaction,
yes.
And they got exactly what they wanted. He left the press conference. Look at the headlines. It's not that hard to see when these reactions get posed and what happens because of them.